Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and this is Create Your Own Cozy. On today's video, I am gonna shop my stash again and use some farm fresh color to update some of these items for either in my space, or what I really should do is bring them to the booth. If you want to see how I turn these items around, stick around. So today, before we even start talking about these DIY projects, I just wanted to take a moment and have you think about your self-talk. How do you talk to yourself? I know that I grew up in a home where verbal affirmation was not a thing. And you know that I did not, if I didn't hear it from my people, I certainly didn't use it to speak to myself. On the other hand, my husband grew up in a home where he was constantly verbally affirmed, but I still don't know that he translated to learn how to talk to himself this way. I went to the mountains a couple weekends ago with my friends Jen and Tara, and we were just doing our morning routine, and Jen and I heard Tara in the kitchen just talking to herself. And guys, I think she was like making herself a cup of coffee, like nothing major. But you know what she said to herself? She said, "I am crushing this." And that is foreign to me. We were like, do you always talk to yourself like that? Well, she's like, yeah, don't you? No, I can say that to other people, but to walk around and tell myself how great I'm doing or how proud I am of myself, like that is so foreign. I think I was taught like it's good to have humility. Yes, absolutely good to have humility. If you think well of yourself, you'll become either boastful or arrogant. And I think that there's a middle ground where you're like, you know what? You are crushing this today. And we jokingly were like, okay, it's like you have a little positive Tara sitting on your shoulder, you know, saying you're doing a great job every time you do stuff. And she's like, well, yeah. And I have implemented this in the last couple weeks. I even took it with me this weekend to Florida with a bunch of ladies. And, you know, like it was one of those things that we're getting ready, we're dressing up, which we normally don't do. And we're like, you know what? I said, I am crushing this dress. Guys, that's so uncomfortable to say. Like, how dare I say that I look good in a dress? But you know what? I kind of jokingly said it, but in the end, I believed it. And I had a much better time because there was a comfort level. There was a, hey, you know what? I like myself. I am crushing this dress and I'm going to have a great time tonight. So I know this is a DIY channel, but I know if I struggle with this, then someone out there is struggling with this too. Listen, there is value in me saying, guys, you are gonna crush today, but you know where the value really comes? Is when you say, or when I can say to myself, I am crushing this video today. I mean, it feels weird saying, but you know what? Like, if I can't be positive to myself, who is going to be? Okay, enough of the jibber jabber. I hope you guys feel encouraged, and I want you to look around in your life today and even it's, you know what, I'm crushing wearing these PJs all day. That's okay too, because there's a sense of grace. There's a sense of letting yourself off the hook with all the expectations you put on yourself. Let's get started in today's video, guys, and let me know in the comments below what you are crushing today. This first project is inspired by a cute little cherub I used to have in my cubicle back in the days that I worked for corporate America. Throughout last year, I got these little guys half off. I think I paid $1.50 a piece for them. And then recently I got these. This was labeled $3, but when I brought it up to the front, the other one was $2. So I only paid $2 a piece for these.
And then I'm going to show you my really cute cherub. I used to have it in my cubicle. It reminds me of my fun little days in my cubicle, but I'm wondering, do I just need to get all this stuff ready and sell it in my booth? So the first thing I'm going to do is get some crafters foam and just put it in each one of these, because I've got some lavender way back in the day from Walmart that I've never used. I don't know that they're selling this particular one anymore, but guys, you know that you can go to any of your favorite spots like Walmart or Hobby Lobby and grab some beautiful floral. So I'm stuffing this in there. And then I am going to use this moss that I got from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. And I like to cover up my spaces before I put the flowers in. I think it's just a little easier and I like the way it looks better. So I'm going to cover the bottom with the moss and some hot glue. And then after I put the flowers in, I'll go back and hot glue along any sides that are exposed, just so it is a very nice looking professional vase with some flowers. Now, what I'm including in this video, I used to watch Rachel Ray back in the day, and she always had a trash bowl while she was cooking. And I am trying to institute that while I am making things as well. So this is just something I'm using as a little trash bowl so that it keeps my space clean. And it really is helping me enjoy the process when there is not a mess everywhere. And when you take off the tags and take off the greenery off the stems, that you can go ahead and just put it all here and then just empty it when you're done. This next little piece, I don't like to spend more than $1 on them, but it was not priced and the lady gave it to me for free. But these guys usually bleed, so I am going to use the DIY Salvation solution on top of it. And it did a really good job of making sure that the basket stain did not come through the paint. You could use a shellac type of a product as well, just to make sure that it does not bleed through. Next, I did 2 coats of Farm Fresh. I am getting this paint color out again. It's the same paint color I used in my hutch down in my basement studio. And I'm doing some finishes today, you know, because it's a beautiful spring color and because I want to kind of decide how to finish my hutch. So I'm practicing with these little smalls to see what my favorite finish is and what I might like to do to my hutch in the future. So just 2 coats on here. I did go over it with clear wax so that if I did any other waxes, I could have control how much goes on and off. And I did end up going with the white wax just to kind of see if I liked Farm Fresh with white wax. I do love Apothecary with white wax. Why not try this one? So, well, what do you guys think? Next, I thrifted this cute little box for $6 and thought I could very easily get over $20 if it just had a little different color on here. And then, guys, after I'm finishing this, I'm wondering, should I use this down in my studio to house more things? Oh, goodness. The struggle is super real, but I do need to get some stuff in my booth. So let's go over this guy with Farm Fresh. It is a very yellow color, as you can see, and it just looked dirty and not the good kind of dirty. So I went over it with 2 coats of Farm Fresh. I did finish it with a clear wax. I'm just trying a little bit of wax finishes versus the DIY Big Top, which I usually have been using. I'm giving the wax a try to see if I like the sheen of that better and to see if I like these projects any better. The next project is a birdhouse that I thrifted for $3. I did start my booth last spring, and one thing that I did really well is I sold all the birdhouses that I put in the booth. So throughout this year, I have definitely kept my eyes open for them because just a little upcycle and they seem to go over pretty well in my area. So what I'm going to do is just paint the bottom portion of this Farm Fresh. I was thinking of, I don't know what I was thinking originally, but I started with the Farm Fresh and then I was like, now that the Farm Fresh is on here, I don't hate that red color. It kind of reminds me of like a rusted finish. So I just dry brushed some white DIY paint over the top of it and did seal this with DIY's Big Top, which is a top coat that the DIY paint line carries. I figured I'd rather do a top coat with Big Top just in case someone puts this outside on their porch. Figured that would be a little bit more water resistant than just the wax alone. And then one of the next clips I am going to show you, since DIY paint is a clay-based paint, sometimes when you put the top coat on them, you can have what they call a freak out factor, where you wonder like, what is going on with my project? But I just wanted to show you that the drying process always ends up well, even though it can look a little scary at first. The last project of this week's video is going to be a basket, but I'm not doing anything to the actual basket. I got this guy for $8 and it is a solid piece. It is pretty sturdy on both the top and the bottom, but I do not like this. There's Henry. I do not like this fake leather handle that's on here. So I wanted to come up with a solution so that I could make this look, I don't know, just cooler. So I put some tin foil and some painter's tape around all this faux leather, and then I went over it with Apothecary. I figured I'd go with a standard color that I know and love, and went 2 coats Apothecary, then finished it with DIY Big Top as a top coat, used some dark wax over the top of it just to make it look like it wasn't just painted. And I am super happy with how cool this basket looks now. What do you guys think? Are you going to try this one? I think I'm going to look at baskets as I'm thrifting them a lot differently now.
So what did you guys think about today's video? I know I'm loving the Farm Fresh, as you can see behind me. I now have a full 2 coats on the whole front of the Farm Fresh. I am not sure though. Probably gonna do some waxing and then add some white wax. But the beauty of taking this a step at a time is I can kind of decide what I want it to turn into. Quite honestly, guys, I'm crushing this hutch. You know what I mean? I am. What are you crushing today? Guys, if you are not already a part of my Create Your Own Cozy family, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to this channel, hitting your notification bell to all so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know in the comments below what you are crushing today. And when you write it, I want you to say it to yourself because the value is saying it to yourself. Guys, I am so honored that you are here and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.